Hi, and welcome to T5. This is a trade review that I called Just a Piece of the Pie, and it's on a trade LDK that we went long on. Now, in trading, the dream is to be able to catch the very bottom and then exit the trade at the very top. This is a very hard and stressful job. It's a lot easier to not be greedy and just take a little piece out of the middle. This takes a lot of stress out of trading, plus you don't have to predict these endpoints. Just let the market do it for you. To show you an example of what I'm talking about, we found this trade LDK. Now this was in a strong sector of the market. We see that we have your classic pullback situation down to one of the moving averages. We always place that order right above the high to make sure we get confirmation of buying. We then pick our southern point or our stop loss. This is where we'll exit the trade if things don't go our way. We also pick our northern point here, which is showing us roughly where we're going to view the trade as going in our direction. Once we set up the trade, we've got a good structure and a little bit of a plan to start working off of. So, like always, we wait for confirmation and see what happens the next day. As the next day happens, we get one of these best case scenarios. Now, the stock had a huge move up on big volume. The low of the day, as you can see, isn't quite to our entry point, so we don't go to eliminate all our risk. But as you can see, we can eliminate 90% of it and be pretty confident in the trade. The next day occurs and it forms a very bizarre pattern where it shoots up, comes back down, forming what we call in the candlestick world, a shooting star formation. Because I got nervous here, you can see I moved my stop up to try to capture some of those profits into a 60-minute pivot low, which we'll discuss later. The next day, I get lucky and the stock moves up again. Nice volume increase, so I'm again just trying to capture a few of those profits. I'm going to move my stop up to the low of the day. The next day, we have a classic candlestick pattern called an inside day. This is where the stock doesn't make a new high and it doesn't make a new low. Hence, not too much movement, so I'm going to go ahead and leave my stop alone. And here on this day, you can see our stop is hit and we exit the trade for a profit. As always, you want to wait a couple days and then review the trade. Don't get too antsy to do this. I like to give it about 2 weeks. Alright, now that a little time has passed, we can review the trade. As you can see, the stock did a slight pullback to stop us out and then ran about an additional $3 before falling down here on heavy volume. As I look at this trade, I first noticed that we had an R rating of 1.57, which means we made 1.5 of what we initially risked on the trade. Now, we didn't catch the very bottom because of our entry and waiting for the pullback to occur. We got pretty close, but we were quite a ways from the top. This will happen from time to time. Still, better than losing money on the trade, and we managed our risk accordingly. That's the key to success in this. I hope this helped you out, and feel free to check out all the other free trading videos at freetradingvideos.com.